Talking about a first-of-its-kind meeting going on today in our nation's capital. Oklahoma City Mayor Mick Cornett is there to attend. Mayor Mick joins us now. Good morning, Mayor. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, Abby, I hear you.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll get to that meeting in just a second, but first, do want to ask you about this. In just about a month from now, Donald Trump will be the official president of the United States, and you, as the president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, you sent a letter to President-elect Trump right after he won the election. What did that letter say?
Well, the letter asked him to sit down with America's mayors to discuss some best practices that we've seen and some opportunities that mayors can work with the White House going forward. And we're hopeful that meeting will take place sometime here in December.
Have you heard back from him?
Well, we have heard back from the office on several fronts. It's not the easiest administration to deal with on a communication standpoint because there's a lot of different focus points. But we expect the meeting to happen. Certainly no one's telling us it's not going to happen.
Absolutely. And so say the meeting does happen, as you're hopeful that it will. What will be maybe your number one or number two top messages that you would like to pass along to Donald Trump?
Well, I think the two areas that we'd like to see the White House work on are infrastructure and then to help us protect America's cities. There's been greater and greater attention that has gone to public safety over the last couple of years, and we'd like to see the White House to become a partner in that effort.
Want to move to today's event. This is a bipartisan meeting between, we're talking 200 business leaders, members of Congress, mayors, governors. Why are you attending today, and what are you hoping to accomplish?
Well, I'm attending today as a representative of the United States Conference of Mayors to try and lend our voice as this group tries to get the stagnation out of Washington. You know, for the past several years, a lot of Americans have been frustrated that at the partisanship and the perception that things just don't get accomplished. And so this organization was birthed a few years ago. This is really the first giant step forward with this conference that is trying to launch a caucus of centrists inside of Congress that can be problem solvers and work with the new administration on getting things accomplished. So I think it's probably ready for it. I would say that the time has come for the partisanship to step aside and to let some problem solvers, take control of some of these solutions, because we don't seem to be getting where in a lot of different areas.
But if you could kind of maybe take the temperature, or if you could describe the relationships right now between Republicans and Democrats. Honestly, it seems like the country is pretty split following that election, pretty divided. How would you describe the relationships right now between Republicans and Democrats and independents?
Well, I think, if you go back to our founding fathers, they also had giant splits philosophically, but they also came together, and there were a lot of compromises were created, and our Constitution, was the result of that effort. And I think to a certain extent, that's what this organization is trying to get going. They want to create a super PAC where they can support candidates who are centrist by nature. They want Republicans and Democrats to come together and talk more about solving America's problems instead of philosophically lining up and creating a war here inside of the U.S. Capitol. And this meeting was set up long before the presidential race was decided, but I think it's just as relevant. We've seen a giant wave of populism with the election of Donald Trump, and I think that conversation can only move forward here as this effort continues to grow. There's about 50 members of Congress, a handful of senators that are already part of this effort, and the hope is that number will grow as we go forward.
And lastly, a lot of Oklahomans, those names have been mentioned as part of Donald Trump's administration, part of his cabinet. And our Governor Mary Fallin, is reported to be the front runner for the Secretary of the Interior. What are your thoughts on that? Would you get behind a Governor Mary Fallin position? And we also know the Tahlequah Daily News is reporting that several of our tribal leaders have just endorsed her for that position as well.
I absolutely would endorse Governor Fallin for the Secretary of Interior position. I think she'd be excellent. It deals with a lot of land use, and it deals with the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and both of those areas she has a lot of experience with. And there's a number of other Oklahomans that are being considered for cabinet posts, and I do think we need some Oklahoma influence inside the White House. So I'm pushing for all the Oklahomans that are being considered right now.
Mayor Mick Cornett, our president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, at a really important bipartisan event there in Washington, D.C. today. Thank you so much. And he's also a KOCO 5 alum. We appreciate your time.